Hello students, we are going to study today balancing chemical equations. Why do we balance chemical equations? When we write a chemical equation, we write the reactants on the left hand side, LHS and product on the right hand side. And you also know what is law of conservation of mass. During a reaction, two different elements or more than two different elements react together to form a product, and compounds may also react to form products, but mass of the reactants and mass of the products will remain the same. So number of atoms of an element, number of atoms of a particular element on the left hand side must be equal to the number of atoms on the right hand side of the equation. We'll see this equation now. Nitrogen plus hydrogen forms ammonia NH3. In this chemical equation, we can see that nitrogen on the left hand side are 2 atoms and on the right hand side there is only 1 atom of nitrogen. It means that the equation is not balanced. So we'll write here LHS. What are the atoms on the LHS? Nitrogen and hydrogen. And how many atoms are there? Nitrogen 2 and hydrogen also 2. We'll write on the right hand side. On the right hand side ammonia is there. So nitrogen atom is 1 and hydrogen atoms are 3. We can see here that on the left hand side nitrogen is 2 and right hand side nitrogen is only 1. Hydrogen 2 on the left hand side and on the right hand side there are 3 hydrogen atoms. We need to balance it. How to balance it? We'll multiply by a coefficient. The number we'll add here. We write the number here this side. We cannot change these numbers. This number, if you change this number, formula of the compound changes and the compound will be changed. So we cannot change all these numbers. We'll write the numbers here, here and here to balance the chemical equation. Nitrogen 2 here and on the right hand side there are nitrogen only 1. So we multiply this by 2. When you multiply this by 2, now the nitrogen atom on the right hand side became 2. We multiply this by 2. Nitrogen atom on the right hand side became 2. Nitrogen on the left hand side 2. So these two are now balanced. Now look for hydrogen atom. Hydrogen on the right hand side became now 2 into 3, 6, and on the left hand side it is 2 only. Right hand side it became 6, 3 into 2, 6, and on the left hand side it is 2 only. So we multiply it by 3. So when you multiply it by 3, the number of hydrogen atom on the left hand side became now 6 and right hand side also it is 6. So total number of hydrogen on the left hand side also became 6. We can check now. Nitrogen on the left hand side 2, nitrogen on the right hand side 2, hydrogen on the left hand side 6, hydrogen on the right hand side 6. The equation is now balanced. This equation is balanced. This is how we balance a chemical equation. Second one is potassium reacts with chlorine to form potassium chloride. We can write down here again LHS and RHS, LHS and RHS. On the left hand side there are potassium and chlorine. Potassium 1 atom, chlorine 2 atoms. And on the right hand side potassium 1 atom and chlorine also 1. We need to balance it. Potassium on the left hand side, right hand side, both the sides they are 1 only. It is balanced. Now we see what about chlorine atoms. Chlorine atom on the left hand side 2 and on the right hand side there is only 1 chlorine. So we multiply this by 2 to make chlorine 2 on the right hand side. Now chlorine became 2 on the right hand side and 2 on the left hand side. It is balanced. But when we multiply this by 2, potassium also became 2 on the right hand side, but on the left hand side it is only 1. So now we need to multiply this by 2. So we have multiplied this by 2. So on the left hand side potassium became 2, right hand side it is 2, chlorine on the left hand side 2, potassium on the chlorine on the right hand side also became 2 because we have multiplied by 2. Equation is now balanced. This equation is also now balanced. This is how we balance chemical equation. We'll see some more equations. Silver nitrate AgNO3 reacts with copper to form copper nitrate and silver. We'll write again here LHS and RHS. On the left hand side, silver is 1, nitrogen 1 and oxygen 3. And on the right hand side, silver 1, copper 1, nitrogen 2 and oxygen 6. This side copper is also 1. So copper and silver and copper on both the side are 1 1. But nitrogen here is 1 and nitrogen on the right hand side is 2. So we need to multiply nitrogen on the left hand side by 2. We multiply here by 2. Now nitrogen on the left hand side became 2, on the right hand side 2. Oxygen on the left hand side now became 2 into 3 6 because we have multiplied by 2. So it became 2, it became 6. And on the right hand side oxygen is 6. So nitrogen, oxygen now balanced. Here we multiplied by 2. So silver now became 2. So we need to multiply this by 2. So silver also became 2. Now we check. Silver we multiplied by 2 this side, it became 2. And silver on the right hand side also we have multiplied by 2. So it became 2. It is 2. So now we check. Silver on the left hand side 2, on the right hand side 2. You can see here it is 2. It is 2. Nitrogen on the left hand side 2, on the right hand side 2. Here it is 2 because this is multiplied by this 2. So nitrogen is also balanced. Oxygen on the left hand side 2 into 3 6. Oxygen on the right hand side is also 3 into 2 6. Oxygen is also balanced. Copper on the left hand side is only 1 and right hand side is also only 1. Copper is also balanced. Now the reaction is balanced. Next chemical equation is sodium fluoride plus bromine to form sodium bromide plus fluorine. On the left hand side we can see, on the left hand side sodium is 1, fluorine is also 1, bromine atoms are 2. And on the right hand side RHS, sodium is 1, fluorine 2 and bromine 1. Sodium 1, sodium 1, sodium is balanced, so we are not going to multiply. But fluorine on the right hand side, on the left hand side is 1 and on the right hand side is 2. So we need to multiply it by 2 to make it 2. So we will multiply by 2. We have multiplied this sodium fluoride by 2, so fluorine atom on the left hand side now became 2. On the right hand side it is already 2, it is balanced. On the left hand side we can see that bromine atoms are 2, but on the right hand side bromine is only 1, so we need to multiply this by 2. So we have multiplied this bromine by 2, so bromine became 2. When we multiply this NaBr by 2, means sodium is also multiplied by 2, it also became 2, it also became 2. Sodium on the left hand side also became 2 because we have multiplied by 2, so it is 2, fluorine 2, bromine 2. Now we can check. Sodium on the left hand side 2, right hand side 2, fluorine left hand side 2, right hand side 2. You can see here fluorine 2 and 2 fluorine atom here. Bromine on the left hand side are 2 and bromine on the right hand side are also 2. The equation is balanced. Next equation is Fe2O3 plus CO forms Fe plus CO2. We will again write down here LHS, RHS. On the left hand side Rn is 2, Fe 2, oxygen 3 plus 1 4, carbon 1. On the right hand side Rn is 1, oxygen 2 and carbon 1. We can see that here iron is 2 and on the right hand side iron is only 1. So we will multiply this by 2. So it became 2. So iron is now balanced. Next one is oxygen. Oxygen 3 on the left hand side and oxygen 2 on the right hand side. Oxygen 3 and 1 4 on the left hand side, 2 on the right hand side. We can multiply this by 2. So when we multiply this by 2, oxygen on the right hand side became 4, left hand side became 4. Oxygen is now 4 and it became 2, it became 4. It is balanced. But when you multiply this by 2, you can see here that carbon this side became 2, but on the left hand side it is 1 only. So if I multiply this by 2, then oxygen number will become 3 plus 2, 5. And here it is 2. So this 5 cannot be balanced by multiplying this 2 by 2 or 3. So we multiply this by 3. We cancel this 2 and we multiply this by 3. When you multiply this carbon by 3, oxygen here becomes 6 and this side oxygen is 3 plus 1. So we also multiply here by 3. What happens now? Carbon this side is multiplied by 3. It became 3. And oxygen here became 3 plus 3 6. So oxygen here is now changed to 6 on the left hand side, because this one is multiplied by 3. This is 3, 3 plus 3 6. So 4 is now changed to 6, and this side oxygen now also became 3 into 2 6. So oxygen has also changed to 6. Carbon here is 3 and carbon here this side is also 3. So carbon this side and this side also became 3. So carbon 3. Let's check the whole equation again. Iron 2, oxygen 3, oxygen 3 plus 3 6, oxygen here 3 into 2 6, carbon 3 into 1, carbon 3, and here also 3 carbon. So this equation is now balanced. Iron plus H2SO4, the next equation is iron plus sulfuric acid and sulfate plus hydrogen. How to balance it? Iron, this left hand side is only 1, right hand side is 2. So how to balance it now? Now we will not write left hand side and right hand side number of equation, all these formalities. We will just balance the equation without writing all these things here. Iron on the left hand side is 1, right hand side 2, so we multiply this by 2. How many iron are there on the left hand side? 2, and on the right hand side 2. Iron is now balanced. Hydrogen on the left hand side 2, hydrogen on the left hand side 2. But we can see here that sulfur and sulfur here 1 and sulfur here 3. So we need to multiply this by 3. Right? Now sulfur became 3 here. When sulfur became 3, hydrogen became 6. So we need to multiply this hydrogen by 3 to make it 6. Now we will check oxygen. Oxygen on the left hand side became 3 into 4, 12, and oxygen on the right hand side is 4 into 3, 12. So you can see here now iron 2 on the left hand side, 2 on the right hand side, hydrogen 6, hydrogen 3 into 2, 6, sulfur 3 into 1, 3 here, sulfur is 3 here, and oxygen 3 into 4, 12, oxygen is 12 here. This equation is balanced. We'll see some more equations. C2H6, ethane plus oxygen, carbon dioxide plus water. Number of carbon atom on the left hand side are 2 and on the right hand side is only 1. So we multiply this by 2. On the right hand side also carbon became 2. Left hand side hydrogen is 6, right hand side hydrogen is 2. So we multiply this by 3, hydrogen became 6. Now we check oxygen. We count the number of oxygen on the left hand side and right hand side. On the right hand side it is 2 into 2, 4, and 3 into 1, 3. So 4 plus 3 is 7, and here it is 2. How to make it 7? We can multiply it by 3.5. Here there is nothing but 1. The equation is balanced. If you want to remove this fraction number 3.5 into whole number, then you multiply the whole equation by 2. So this C2H6 will become 2, 3.5 becomes 7, 2 will become 4, and here it is 6. Now it is 2 ethane, 7 oxygen, 4 carbon dioxide, 6 hydrogen. We can check the number. Carbon number is 2 into 2, 4. Here it is 4 into 1, 4. Hydrogen 12, and oxygen 14. Oxygen here is 4 into 2, 8, plus 6, 14. The equation is now balanced. MgO plus HCl, MgCl2 plus H2O. How to balance it? Mg on the left hand side and right hand side are equal. They are only 1 and 1. Oxygen on the left hand side is 1 and right hand side oxygen is also 1. Hydrogen here 1, but hydrogen on the right hand side is 2. So we multiply this by 2. Hydrogen now became 2 on both the side. Magnesium balanced, oxygen is balanced. Hydrogen became 2 on the left hand side. Hydrogen atoms are 2 here on the right hand side, it is balanced. When you multiply this by 2, chlorine became 2 and chlorine on the right hand side are also 2. The equation is balanced. When we do not write anything, it doesn't mean that it is 0, it is 1. If there is nothing, no number written, it means that it is 1.